Going on, everyone? Yeah, it's a pretty messed up day. Did I see this one coming? Yeah, I did. Realistically, I know before the game I may not have shown it, but I was doubting this game a lot because, as I mentioned before, Miami's been on fire the last four games they played. They barely lost that one to the Cowboys, but they've been competitive as hell. And you don't want to face a team when they're hot. It just no matter what their record is, you don't. With the Bears, we benefited from good timing. This time, bad timing when you face a hot team. So let's go down the line. The only positive of this game was probably maybe Chad Shilling just a little bit, but it was a little too late. There weren't many positives at all to this game. Just some garbage stats near the end. Yeah, the defense in the first half. I know they allowed 13 points, but considering that the offense couldn't do a thing, what can you do? The defense obviously quit. Second half, there's that long kickoff return that pretty much nails it in the 20-0 points. And yeah, they all count the same in any loss, whether you lose a heartbreaker or whether you lose in blowout fashion. Uh, it's just how it's what happens. It is what it is. I think our lack of depth was pretty exposed. It shows why and how important we can't do it with all these injuries. Yeah, Reggie Bush tore us up for the most part. We couldn't stop him at all. But too many distractions with this team. Way too many injuries. The penalties were awful again. Obviously the negatives. It's a whole team effort. Yeah, I don't know what else you could do. The penalties were bad and untimely. There were some holdings here and there. There was also gosh, they just could not start a drive at all. The Miami defense has been good, and bad timing once again. We couldn't find a way to solve their defense. Couldn't run the ball. Couldn't pass the ball when we needed to. They covered us everywhere, and there's not much you can do about it. Matt Moore, in the second half, he has a lot of wins. Even though he's been sucky overall, he still gets wins in the second half of the season. And just kind of show that, hey, at times like these, it's pretty rough. Could not get much pass rush. Could not, you know, there was just flaws everywhere around this entire team. There's not much you can say else about that. And I've been pretty doubtful ever since the whole McLean thing that happened, and I looked at schedules down the line. The division. Who knows what happens in this division? A lot of uncertainty. I have, my expectations were not necessarily to win the division. I thought the Chargers were going to be the best team in this division. Of course, we know what's going on down there right now. It's not looking good there. But the Raiders, it's a mess. The whole depth. Seeing that McFadden is out, Ford is out, Moore is out. Uh, these injuries are just gonna cost us in the long term. There's not much you could say else about that. Props to the Dolphins. They have a top run defense in the league for a reason, and they shut us down. I don't even know if McFadden would have been in. It would have mattered. The whole team was pretty incompetent. The fourth quarter, yeah, garbage points. Doesn't matter unless you had Miami defense and you could get points for a shutout. No, it didn't matter. You know, it it's just part of the game. It is what it is, and you got to move on from this. Could this be a wake up call? Maybe. Uh, you got to play the Packers, who and the Lions, both teams that are really good this year. The two best teams in the NFC North, and it's dangerous. This could be a dangerous time of losing coming up for the Raiders because this whole team, especially on offense, the offense was so bad this game. You couldn't have done a thing. The defense, sure, they allowed a lot of points. They allowed, well, one of them was thanks to special teams. I know the pick six was another touchdown, but yeah, the defense allowed its share of points. That they're going to have their flaws, like 20 points, but still, when the offense can't do a thing in the first half, you're screwed. This team, we'll see what happens. I really don't know where we go from here. We got to get healthy. If this team doesn't stay healthy, we could be losing the next few games. So yeah, props to the Dolphins. They were the much better team. I mean, they've been the better team technically the last 5 games they played. They just lost one heartbreaker at the gun. But other than that, this Dolphins team, Sperano's got these guys fired up. Even if he gets fired at the end of the year, they've dug themselves a huge hole. But who knows what happens with this team? They're a dangerous spoiler, and that's about all I got to say. Go Raiders! See you guys later, and got a tough game against the Packers. See you guys later.